Hey, true believers, ENGLENTINE here, and this is a bit of a controversial part of our live stream the other day, mainly because we are looking inward and we're calling out some of the things and some of the fallacies that we see within the movement. One thing I mention here that I think bears further explanation, I say that diversity in comics is kind of like our shield, and because he's there, we're free to say whatever we want because he is the biggest. What I'm meaning to say is he's the biggest target. He's got more subscribers. They see him as the leader, and therefore they believe if they take him down, the rest of us fall. So a lot of times, something that we say is even credited to him. And that's what I meant by that. That's what I meant by he acts as a shield. It's not like he's standing up and saying, ha ha, I'll shield you. And it's not like we're cowering behind. It's actually nothing that we're doing at all. It's just the perception of the people outside of the movement. We also speak of the sad end of Gadd Ramone and the bizarre beginnings of Melissa Morgue and what we heard and suspected when one disappeared and one began to appear on the stage, so to speak. Anyway, it's kind of a bizarre chapter of the live stream, and it's definitely a bizarre chapter in the history of Comicsgate. I hope you enjoy.
I was going to say, Chef Jack, there's a problem amongst this, group that I am meaning to call out soon, because I've been seeing a lot of behavior that I think needs to be called out because it doesn't help any of us. And, I've talked to a couple of YouTubers about it, and they're all fed up about it, and they're all like, yeah, but we don't want to bring it up because, we see what happens if you do. And I'm like, well, but why then?
Yeah, we're getting to a point where, like the social justice warriors we're supposed to be against, beginning to eat our own when they don't agree.
Yeah,
the hive mind has taken over our side.
It's the doctrinal purists. You must agree not only with these things but with all these other things, and if you don't, you're not a part of us.
The whole thing with, we're getting to the purity test, and the whole thing with the reason why the right is adopting these tactics is because they've worked so well for the left. And that's the thing that scares me, and that's the thing that bothers me, because it's only going to serve to continue to polarize everyone.
I mean, like, there was an incident not too long ago where a female member of Comicsgate, I'm not giving any names, was getting a lot of really, like, there is nobody who would look at this behavior and go, this is good. None of them. No, and I can say that with, a great deal of certainty. Nobody would look at the behavior this woman got and think that's acceptable, because it was stalkerish. It was fuckboyish. It was, dude, you need to put your dick back in your pants and chill the fuck out. But they didn't speak up because they didn't want to be branded as an SJW, because they're seeing where people in Comicsgate are starting to eat their own side. And I'm like, dude, this is bullshit. This dude's acting like a fucking stalker. Like, he won't stop talking about his penis. Get it the fuck out.
That's crazy.
Like, it pissed me the fuck off that I'm like, I see this happening. I saw everything that happened with Melissa Morgue. Okay. And I'm like, these exact conditions are what led to Melissa Morgue happening in the first place.
All I got to say about that is thank you to Gadd Ramone, because he did 1 week after our fight was when Gadd Ramone started up his, and he completely took the heat off of us. Yeah, not completely, but the majority of it. So I appreciate him for that, at least.
I mean, the thing about it that's worrying is when before he vanished from Twitter, okay, he had made comments to a couple of us, okay? And I will say I was one of the people he talked to, but I will not give names to anybody else he spoke to, because I know who turned him down, all right? Because he wanted other people to help him with the Melissa Morgue stuff. He wanted other people who were part of Comicsgate and other YouTubers to help him bring down DNC and be people like Melissa Morgue and help him on the Melissa Morgue account. Okay, and unanimously, like, everybody shot him the fuck down. Okay.
Wait.
And I was
people.
Yes.
Wow, I did not know that.
Before it even started, he said, I've got this plan to take out DNC, but I need people. So, you know, that's why I was looking at that list of people who I didn't know turned him down. Like, okay, these are the people who Gary Drama could be.
Mm-hmm.
And so I see that we've still got a problem that needs to be addressed, because I don't want a repeat of that shit.
Here's one way. If the trolls pop up, ignore the shit out of them.
Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, as much as we would tell people that, they would keep engaging with them.
Yeah, unfortunately. But even I sent a message to Skyver, and I said, just ignore them. But they're trying to send messages, get me fired. He's got, at the very least, on YouTube alone, 7,000 people that will back up against that one person trying to get him fired.
Let me put it this way, because I can't say a lot of the details that are going on with that. Not even to you, not even private, but he had a damn good reason for getting involved. He did.
Yeah, I know.
Because there was stuff. Yeah. I mean, and really what made a lot of people say, fuck it, let's get involved, and what made me go and dump all of that dirt I did on a DNC and go, do with it as you will. And, you know, did the same with a couple of other people, was because they tried to frame us for a murder.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck was that all about? One of you guys. It was like the worst game of Clue ever.
Jeez.
The murderer was killed with a YouTube channel. I mean, what the fuck are you talking about?
Stabbed in the back of the head with a YouTube channel.
It was a YouTube channel in the Patriot.
Good night, Madanui. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, it was so bad. I couldn't even believe when I saw that. Like, really, this is where we're going to? It started with somebody kidnapped my kids. Now somebody murdered somebody. It's like the worst dinner theater ever. While you're eating your potatoes and quail, maybe you can solve what YouTuber murdered this person.
Yeah, there was no murder, Nerdy Texan. That's the thing. It was all a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Not even a little bit.
Honestly, the part that still bothers me is that we know who at Marvel was helping Gadd Ramone out. I have the whole list and proof, okay?
You and I must have had some similar conversations with Gadd when Martin Morgue, as I'll call him. You and I must have had very similar conversations.
Yeah, partly because he was really hard up on trying to get me to help him.
Yeah, he did the same thing.
Yeah, I remember
a couple of times
on Discord where we were talking, and he would randomly jump in just to listen in.
Yeah. He was a character.
I just thought it was funny. I thought it was funny. I thought it was for shits and giggles until the guy just went off. Okay, you go on ahead, do that. You know, and it was almost like immediately I knew who Melissa Morgue was. It was like, oh, okay. And like I said, it just seems like that's a lot of work. That's a lot of wasted time.
Yeah, and for what? Okay, you don't like a YouTuber? What the hell?
Yeah, I know.
It was John Lennon syndrome.
I guess
he thinks he's talking straight to him.
What set him off? What set him off?
What it did was what set him off was he had made a comment on a DNC video, and a bunch of people jumped him for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was basically just like what happened to us. You said the wrong thing, and I will say this: I had never ever even entertained the idea that DNC said, "Hey, go get him." It's just that the more extreme people attacked him, and so he decided to go and lose it. And that was when actually I think he talked to me. I don't think he ever said, "I'm going to be doing this video," but he talked to me about it, and I said, "Well, look. DNC has his points and his position in this thing. Even if you don't like him, DNC works as a great shield because he's the one people sees the most.
Right.
So you can say what you want. We are protected by him, by the way, whether you like him or not, whether you're a fan or not.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree.
Say whatever we want because DNC is so big. Almost everything that we say is going to be contributed to him, whether you mean it to or not. He and I are not friends these days, but still he's there as a shield. You know, I would never say anybody don't be a fan, don't be anything, but that's what Gadd Ramone wanted. He wanted to start something and bring him down. Why?
And I don't know if you knew this part of it because this was some info. I didn't release this bit of information. But his end goal plan was initially was to bring down DNC and Captain Comix and build up my channel, your channel, Englentine, your channel, Comix Division, and have us be the voice of all this because he still agreed with what we were saying. And he wanted to essentially, you know, slash and burn the YouTube community and build us up.
He sure had a funny way of handling it, though.
Yeah, he had a very funny way of handling it, and again, I never released that information before.
Say that again.
He wanted to effectively, like a crop building, like a slash and burn, bring down Diversity in Comix's channel, Captain Comix's channel, and then use that to promote Weaponized Nerd Rage, Comix Division, and I Love Comics, and have us become, and Doug Ernst, and have us become the face of the movement, was their initial end goal.
Yeah, I know about that.
Huh.
That's crazy.
It's pretty stupid.
Yeah, seriously.
The point, the real thing is, and you can, I'll bet there's a lot of people in the comments here as well who started off as DNC fans and found us. In the beginning, it went the other way. People found us, found Comix, and then went to DNC. But 2 months of his channel, it flows from him to us. Yeah, and by the way, no, Cleveland, I don't think he's a I don't think he's a mafia boss. What I'm saying is that because he's the biggest, people think that he's the leader of this, whether or not we see it or not. And that kind of makes him the one that everybody's aiming at, which leaves us free to say whatever we want.
I don't care if he's seen as the leader or not, but there are a lot of times
not this time, Cleveland. This time is all us. We're the ones that started it.
There are a lot of times where it's like, you know, I'll see something and, you know, I'll respond to something on Twitter or and people will be like, well, you're just copying DNC. And I'm like, I was here before DNC even thought about doing this.
There you go, gang. That's the discussion. Now, there's something I want to clear up. I said in there, and I listened to it again, that in the beginning they went from us, and it sounds like I said it went from us to Comix to DNC, but that's not what I meant. I meant either from us or Comix. Comix had been around for a long time. He's the elder statesman of the group, you know. But what I was trying to say was we were there before DNC, but then right away DNC got balls out popular, and it started flowing the other direction where he was on top, and people would find him and then come to our channels. That's what I was trying to say. As far as the rest of it, if you have any comments or questions or something, let us know in the comments below. I'm sure there's a few things that might be on. One thing I got asked before is, why didn't I say anything? I did, actually. I said quite a few things. I didn't absolutely know it was Gadd Ramone, but I knew it was a 40-year-old man, and I suggested that it was to Nerd Rage. You know, because just the slang that they would be using, that Melissa Morgue used, I realized that's not only male, but it's an older male my age or around there. So it just, you know, 2 + 2. So while we knew, we didn't know who it was. Anyway, put down any questions, comments, whatever in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, click like, share, subscribe. If you haven't done it already, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything around here. Cool things happen. Yes, they do. Also, if you are subscribed already, hit the notification bell anyway, because YouTube's been unnotifying and unsubscribing people, so make sure you don't miss anything. Also, this is our way we make a living, so if you don't mind, head on over to Patreon, drop $1 in the till, help us keep the lights on, and help us keep making videos like this. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.